Tribute to Rabbi Desmond Maisels. Rabbi Desmond Maisels was one of the greatest persons I've ever met in my lifetime. I think he was 1 or 2 years younger than me. I first bumped into the then medical student, Rabbi Desmond Maisels, about 1965 or 1966, when we were in our early 20s. He was residing at Herzliya Hostel as a housemaster. He had told me of an incident at camp which saw him lose a toe. I was to later discover, years later, that he had lost all the toes on one foot. I also learned subsequently that it's kosher to sometimes tell white lies. I remember his exact words as if they were yesterday. He remarked, "I'm pleased that happened to me and not to anybody else because of my relationship with Hashem." I replied quite seriously, "You must become a rabbi. You should give up medicine." I reminded Rabbi Maisels of this conversation on many subsequent occasions because of the role I felt I had played in his career. Years later in Australia, my career was to move into executive recruitment. He was the rabbi in Bloemfontein before heading off to Cape Town and ultimately to Camps Bay. I was never Howard, but always Mr. Joffe. He was Victor Ladorium and vice head boy of Gray's College, Port Elizabeth. He was one of the most unassuming men on the planet. Nothing was too much for him. I know of a case where he once walked in the rain from Camps Bay to Edgemead to preside at a bar mitzvah, about 15-kilometer walk. A cousin of mine was in hospital for a chunk of time, and Rabbi Maisels visited him every day for months on end. It needs to be said, not as a criticism, but as a praise, that he was not without blemish. He was too nice, always wanting to please. His knowledge of kashrut is known worldwide. The greatest tribute I can give to Rabbi Maisels is to say that when one thinks of an approachable rabbi, there cannot be many who would walk ahead of him. Rabbi Maisels was and is the measure. I must pay tribute at this juncture to the knowledgeable Rebbe Esther, who complimented her husband in every way. Esther always referred to Rabbi Maisels as my husband, which was so cute. Cape Town and South Africa have lost a wonderful human being and a wonderful teacher. I cannot imagine attending shul without seeing him. May his dear soul rest in peace. Howard Joffe, Camps Bay.